The backlash against the autobiography, My Participations, by Chief Bisi Akande, former pro-tem national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, continues to reverberate. The latest person to enter the fray is Chief Bode George, a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, who has asked Chief Akande to withdraw the book and tender an apology for dishonoring Yoruba elders. Now joining us to tell us why he's so vehemently opposed to the autobiography by Bisi Akande and whether he thinks President Muhammadu Buhari will meet the deadline by signing into law the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. Well, I don't know whether he can still meet the deadline, is Chief Bode George, former Deputy National Chairman of the PDP. Good morning, Chief Bode George, and thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Well, Chief, I've read some of your comments on Chief Bisi Akande's book. First question.
Yeah.
Have you read the book? So for us to know very clearly what your reaction is based on.
No, I had read some extracts as published in the newspapers. I haven't read the book. In fact, there's nothing that would attract me to read it. After the comments made by him publicly, I didn't like it. I detested it. And why should I read the book? In fact, I was suggesting for peace to reign that he should withdraw all those things and shred them because it is so controversial, especially as we are heading into the next year, which will be all politically inclined.
Okay, yeah, I asked that question because I always say on this program that I do not comment on a book that I have not read. But you said, one, the book should be withdrawn, and second, that the book dishonors Yoruba leaders, and it's a pro-Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu project. If you would like to comment on those issues, because there may be some things that are beyond the book that are subtextual, as you put it.
I didn't quite catch your last
I said there are things, there are certain things that are beyond the book. You know, that how Chief Akande is dishonoring Yoruba elders and how he should not play Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's game, who wants to be president. Just for you to define those connections for us, beyond the book.
You know, my take is this. Papa Adebanjo is 93 years old now. Governor Akande, who is also Papa in our own part of the world, we will call him Papa, is also 83 years old. This is not the time to get to the public and be washing our dirty linens in the market. I was so taken aback, completely dissatisfied with such comments as we head into the year 2022. It's so unfair. I mean, and then you could see, we've opened up now the bag of filth. Everybody's now throwing tantrums all over the place, talking ill about him, you know. And so is that the legacy he wants to leave behind? Because once you are 80, you know, in the Bible, 70 years is what God has guaranteed every human being. All right? So anything after 70, it's like you are just on an extra time, just enjoying yourself. You are definitely at the departure lounge, and you can call your flight anytime. So what are you going to leave behind for people, for generations to come? You put pen to paper, and now people are now discountenancing and, you know, your comments, and they are thinking that it was wishful thinking, a bunch of lies. You know, the only person that he praised there was Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's amazing to me. I mean, I was also part. I was elected the first elected national vice chairman Southwest. So I had a lot of interaction with these people. And if you don't forget all those things and learn from them. I'm not saying totally forget them, but learn from them rather than, opening up another Pandora box. We are heading into another, next year is the year for Nigeria, All will be politics. Governance is over. And so we have to be very careful. There are 3 major tribes in this country. Have you seen that from ACF? Have you heard that from the Southeast? What is it? I didn't like it.
Okay, sir. I'll come from another slant.
That's my own opinion.
Okay, sir. I'll come from another slant. I've read the full 559 pages of the book. I got it just as it came out, and I read through it. And there were so many other things he said in the book.
Okay.
So when you say he should withdraw it, I'm sure he'll probably have to give people like me a refund that bought it with my hard-earned money in the first place for the sake of documenting history. There were other people he praised in the book. He praised Bola Ige a lot, talked, in glowing terms of Bola Ige, charted his own historical antecedents since the time of the Constituent Assembly and how he got into politics, how he became SSG in the Bola Ige government in the 80s. That was pretty much the start of the book. Are you saying now that he doesn't have a right to state his own part of history, if that's his own part? Isn't it incumbent on other people to make rebuttals and balance it out for the sake of the reading public?
That's why a book of history, you must check your facts. Those areas where he was firing on all cylinders against the personality of an old man who had been, in the front line of the Afenifere, for so long, you have to be a little bit cautious and don't open up the Pandora box. Now, people will now put pen to paper if he doesn't withdraw all those things, all the book itself. They will come now and start throwing tantrums, throwing mud at him. Is that the legacy you want to leave behind? Brand Tracy, stated in his book that spend 80% of your time on the opportunities of tomorrow so that you do not carry the baggage along. You think some of the comments he made could have been like a sitting room or beer parlor discussion. But to put pen to paper, you are making it everlasting. And what you are trying to achieve in a political year is like a time bomb. Who is a saint? Even if Bola bought house for Baba, is it for him to talk about it? You think it doesn't happen in all the other regions of the country? And Baba has now come out to say it's a load of lies. How do you look at the people if what you conceptualize, your thank you to him for the job he had done throughout his career, is to say, oh, this fellow, why are you pontificating and why are you promoting this fellow? Why are you promoting him? You love him so much. You don't see any field that he has committed. I'm a Lagosian, bona fide Lagosian. I have no personal thing against him. But his policies have completely disorganized Lagos, and they are pretending that all is well. Where is well? No, sir. I didn't like it. Because a book of history will remain there. The younger generations will read them in future, and now that will be the picture in their mindset of who are these leaders. You heard what the governor who took over for him, Oyinlola, what he said about him. Is that palatable? But it's a fact. He is, I remember, you remember this fella's song where he said, trouble they sleep, yanga go wake up. Waiting you go get, palava. Abi, you heard that? Mm-hmm. That is essentially what is going on. It's not right. It's not right. At that age, you must come with that wisdom those gray hairs, is a sign of wisdom. So you keep on telling stories that would encourage the areas of your mistakes to avoid the pitfalls in the future. Yeah, you can say it. But to single people out and be calling them all, no, it's not done. It's not done. It's not done. It's not good for us.
Well,
that's why.
Well, Chief, my view is this.
Yes.
I think the book is useful. He has written that book, and we've been having reactions. Even former Governor Oyinlola has reacted and tried to give some clarifications.
And Omishore.
Omishore, everybody, they've been reacting. I think that the beneficiaries... Hello? Okay, Chief, it looks like there is a problem with the audio connection. We'll take a break, Chief Bode George, and then we'll come right back. Please stay with us. The conversation will continue shortly. Welcome back to the morning show here on the Arise News channel. Our guest is still Chief Bode George, former Deputy National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party. And we've been discussing the book, My Participations, by Chief Bisi Akande, former Governor of Osun State, former Chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress Party of Nigeria. Chief George, well, I was saying earlier on, before we went on that break, that I think the book is useful. Some people have reacted. More persons will probably react. We're still waiting for the reaction of Chief Odige Oyegun, former chairman of the APC. We're still waiting for former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and a lot of other persons who were mentioned in that book. But you link that book to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 2023 ambition. And Asiwaju Tinubu has said, people are telling him to run, and he's going to listen to those people. Where's the connection? Chief Akande is over 80 years. Can't he speak for himself?
Ruben, your last statement I didn't catch.
No, I was asking, you were linking Chief Bisi Akande. You were linking Chief Bisi Akande with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's political ambition.
Yes.
And I'm saying Chief Akande is over 80.
Right.
Can't he speak for himself? Where is the evidence that he's a lackey of Asiwaju Tinubu?
I'm sorry, your voice tails down as towards the end. I couldn't catch what you were saying.
Okay, I'm saying, what is the connection that you try to establish between Chief Akande and Asiwaju Tinubu?
You mean, all he said there, the only man he was praising, that he did not condemn him, was Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That's all I said. And you think that is not political? Tinubu has thrown his heart into the ring that he wants to contest. And so you must bring everybody else down and start promoting him. Now, Chief Akande knows for sure, because Chief Akande is from Ila in Osun State, and he knows for sure that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is from Iragbiji in Osun State. He says he's a Lagosian. Did he mention all that? Did he say all that? I'm not even bothered. What is wrong? Even if you are from the whole, tell Nigerians that this is where is my hometown, where I was born. You see, Lagos has this unique culture in this country. We don't send people away. From time immemorial, Lagos is a business center, it's a commercial center for the whole of West Africa. So anybody who comes, if you want some land, we sell you the land. If you have something to sell, we look at it, we buy it. We don't discriminate here. There's nothing wrong in saying, I am proud of my heritage. This is where I am from. Now, you lied about where you are born. You lied about your name. You lied about all educational qualifications that you claim you have. And you are telling us we should trust you to be the president of this country? Come on. No, sir. Whatever it takes, we will go out and tell the people the truth. Because if we cannot, what I expect, somebody who is 80, even if you are over 70, you should be bold enough to tell the truth to power. These details are not just coming from my head. I was vice chairman Southwest. There are 137 local governments in the Southwest. Minimum time that I visited, 5. Minimum. I went all over the local governments in the Southwest. I knew everybody. I knew, who is where and what is what. So what are you lying for? And then we should now trust you to manage the resources of this country for the benefit of Nigerians. Look at what he left behind in Lagos. Who is the geologist of Lagos? Who is the only fellow controlling the signage in the whole of Lagos State? Who is the senator representing Central? Now you will be president. Your wife will be Senate president. Your son will be governor. Your daughter will be geologist of Lagos. Come on. Come on. Then you better change Nigeria's name to Tinubu. That's all I'm saying. If Baba Akande came in there to tell the truth to power, because, he's now gravitating to a higher level. The whole nation. I thought it was a joke until I listened to what he was saying. No, sir. This nation needs, and God has so blessed this country. We have pools of people all over the corners of this country who will tell the truth to power. If you cannot tell the truth, how can we trust you that you will manage our resources for our betterment? We can see the legacy you left in Lagos. You have become an oracle. Nobody can talk to you. You select who should be in the bathroom and who should not be there, who should eat and who should not eat. And you see all those our elders who surrounded him, lying with him that, he's from this, he's that from. He's not from here. Be proud about your heritage. That's when we can trust you. Look at where we are now. Baba Akande, he spearheaded the union between AD and I don't remember, CPC or something, Baba Buhari's party. It's a contraption. It's a party of strange bedfellows. So we're entering the year of decision now. And I want to beg Nigerians to take a very deep breath and look at everybody who is coming out. If you have a filth in your closet, be bold enough to tell the truth to power. If you don't do it, then don't complain. No. He did it. He was happy with him. Why did he come to launch the book in Lagos? Why didn't he launch it in Osogbo? Why? Why? Baba is from Osun State. He was governor there. So he should have launched his autobiography or whatever. No, his memoirs. Because the major area where he impacted was in Osogbo, Osun State. Okay, he was secretary to government in Oyo, the old Oyo. He could have done it in Ibadan. Or why Lagos? Why? Why Lagos? Is it not because he wants to now use that to reposition his friend, Bola? Look, this
okay.
it is very heart-wrenching.
Still speaking on the book, sir, an account by another journalist, Lasisi Olagunju, states that the book was first published in November 2020. Then its first reprint was done in December 2021. That's just the time it was launched. So why is the reprint coming up now at this time if the book was said to be first published in 2020?
I didn't quite catch the last,
can you hear me, sir?
Statement you made.
I said the book, it was said that the book was first published in November 2020. And the reprint, this one, the big launch we saw, is actually the first reprint of the book that is happening in December 2021. So why at this point in time is the first reprint coming out? And who knew about the first time the book was published? Why now?
You know, okay, let me put some senses into and try to extract what you're saying. Are you saying that why are we now making comments about the book now?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now, I didn't choose the time. I didn't know who were the planners. All I am saying is that I wasn't even in the country. All I am saying is that no matter what is November, 2021, we are now, today is 20th of December. In another week or so, we'll be heading into the new year. And that is the year of politics in this country. What an appropriate time to now open up a Pandora box, demonizing some leaders, the elders. And the only man you can see who is, why did he come to Lagos to launch the book? Why? He could have, he had never worked in Lagos. He had never had anything to do with Lagos. If it's not, to promote his brother, you brought the president here. Even in the book, you were slamming him that all the things you agreed before you people came together, he hadn't done them. And you were saying it was Bola who would have been vice president and all the, those are, you leave such things to the beer parlor discussion. No, I expect, because I worked briefly with him and I met him, I saw him, I respected him. And there's no human being who is absolutely above board. No, everybody has one little sin or the other. So what we should talk about are the opportunities of tomorrow. How we can benefit. What shall we do to make this country accessible, brilliant, a country that we all will be proud of? Look at the state of the affairs. Look at what is happening in the north. Look at what is happening here. And when he was governor, we had certain crises in Osun State where the PDP federal government at that time assisted him maximally to make sure he brought peace to Osun State. There's nothing that was mentioned. What about the Ifemuda-Keke crisis? He didn't say anything about that. People will remember that. People will remember him.
He mentioned that in the book. He talked about the role of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo in bringing peace. He mentioned that in the book, sir. Okay.
Those are the areas of concern. The areas where you see, you make mention of your achievement, your this. Governance is not about derobing people in the marketplace. You will go through all those things. Those are not memories. Those are not positive memories. They are so negated, and they have very, very wrong impact on the minds of the younger generations coming. Well, Chief. And then your choice of language, Chief. I think it was meant to derobe Baba. And Baba had been on the field for over 70 years, working diligently with Papa Awolowo, working with, and then you see, it is the grace of God that has kept him alive. He's now 93. What do you do to a 93-year-old man? Because they are all already in the departure lounge. Anytime the Almighty now calls their flight, they got gone. But to remind him and smash him, and he is a great-grandfather already. No, sir, it's not done in my part of the world. It is a negativism in our culture. It's not done.
Chief? Yeah, with due respect, just by way of information. Sir, you were mentioned in that book on pages 346, 361, 354, 361, and 368. And you are not one of the persons that Chief Bisi Akande berated. In fact, he praised you for the role you played during the Modakeke crisis. He praised you for your support for Chief Bola Ige. So what is this all about? I mean, you even won the book in which you were, well treated, withdrawn. Is this about Tinubu or Chief Akande?
It is about both of them now. Okay, you are looking at a section. I told you I've not even bought the book, I've not read it. But the extracts that made the news were so disappointing. Such things shouldn't, that's all I'm saying. He should have, okay, now what Oyinlola now said against him, isn't that impactful? What Omishore said about the reaction, wasn't that impactful? Why are we dancing like masquerades naked in the marketplace? Those are areas of concern. I don't expect, in fact, Chief Falaye said he was still planning to write. I am trying to beg Baba Falaye to say, sir, please, sheath your sword. This year is so vital to the future of our country. This is not the time to start maligning ourselves, calling ourselves names, and telling lies about things that don't happen. Mine is a straightforward thing. I didn't go to Modakeke Ife on my own. He requested for support from the president, and they asked me to go. I went there and I had a meeting with Baba Akande, and he gave me one very brilliant permanent secretary, very extremely brilliant man. We sat together. He told me the whole history of Modakeke and Ife, and that was how we were able to resolve their crisis. And from that time till now, there is peace in Modakeke and Ife. That is the kind of positivity that I am looking out for. I will not, whatever an individual has done to you and all this, that's for the beer parlor, not meant at that high level with the president seated. And you are deriding the man who has been leading our part of the world to say there is need for us to reorganize Nigeria. He's not saying shut down Nigeria. Why should he be your target? Why? Come on. Look, we should have grown much higher, and we are very, very civilized in this part of the world. Very civilized. So I haven't read the book. I don't know where they are selling it. But when you see this extract, and you can see that those are the areas that they pushed to the market. The totality of it. Let him. Okay, you have volume 1, volume 2. He can go and recorrect those things. And make an apology to this Baba. 93-year-old man is 10 years older than you. And he's still trying, he's struggling. What does he want now? If not to have peace. They've been on this game way back in the 50s. And we're now in 2021 going to 2022. We should be positive. We should look ahead. If you are talking in a small gathering like your friends, yeah, you can say that. But when you get to the public, please, you got to be very careful. All my comments about Bola Tinubu, I have nothing personal with him. No. If it's not in my state, I won't even comment about him. I will not. And what I'm saying, if he thinks that I am lying, let him take me on. Let him take me on. Because, public service is the most effective comportment and the most effective drive into supporting and alleviating the sufferings of your people. And if you are not there with clean minds and clean hands, no, you are not.
Okay, Chief Bode George, are you sure that there's nothing personal between you and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Are you sure there's nothing personal between you and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu? That's one. And two, we'd like you to talk about the electoral bill too, if you get a chance to talk about that. So those two questions as we wrap up here.
I sure will. I sure will. I sure will. Now, let me tell you, if he was not governor of my state, what's my business with him? He said he went to St. Paul's Aroloya. There is no school that is called St. Paul's Aroloya. I went to St. John's School Aroloya. All right? So why? Because we have had governors since General Johnson's time. You do your part. Nation building is not something like a 100-meter dash race. You know, every generation must add value. He told all of us that, oh, when he came, the IGR was 600 million a month, and that he was able to increase it to 20 billion a month. Brilliant. Good job. But you now set up an alpha beta company to be collecting the money on behalf of the state government and creaming a certain percentage to your pocket. Is that civilized? Where in the world is that done? That you have an IRS staff, and the IRS staff will now factor out their agency to another company owned by the man who is the governor. Come on. Come on. Where is it done? And we are talking about it. You are saying your justification is that you increase the IGR from 600 million to 20 billion. Therefore, you must take your own percentage. Why is General Buhari not doing that in Abuja? Why is that not done in England or in the civilized world? Come on. It's not right. That is my major grounds. That money he collects every 30 days will go to alleviate the sufferings of the people, because that is only one channel of what he creams. You know, he has an aircraft. He has two. One can fly directly from Lagos to New York non-stop. How brilliant. How brilliant. You know, if I'm telling lies, let him come out. And then you say you went to children's home school, you went to government college. They said they didn't know you there. So if you are going to trust people in your hands, I want you to come out and tell the truth. That's all I'm asking. I have nothing against him.
Okay,
sir. He cannot tell the truth. Out.
Okay, sir. The electoral...
The other one you asked, the Electoral Act. Let me give you my point. The nuisance value of these indirect primaries, you find it's not alone that does it. He acts like an emperor. He decides who is to go to the house. He decides who should go to federal house. He decides who should be governor, who should be deputy governor. So the decision of the man who is supposed to be the representative of the people to manage the resources of the state on their behalf. Where is people's power? Where is people's power? You know, the system we are running is so rotten, is so corrupt. And everybody runs around to Ghana and make sure you control. You have the full throttle control of the ward ESCO, the executive managers at the ward level, the executive managers at the local government level, the executive managers even at the state level. If you aggregate them under your control, then on the day of primaries you say you have won. It's not right, and that is why the direct primary will have a positive impact. All this shenanigans will be thrown to the dustbin. People will look at you, because how many people do you want to bribe? Today we have about 2 million people as party members in Lagos. Are you going to bribe the 2 million people? The real honesty of purpose will be played out. And I'm still appealing to Mr. President. The system we have run from 1999 to date, this indirect primary, is a charade. It's an absolute nonsense. He should be bold enough. He has gone through it. He himself knows that it's a joke. Now, transferring the results through the electronic process, brilliant. So the other nations that are looking at us as if we are a pariah status will start to respect us. When you now have a member of the House of Reps who came through the will of the people, they will have respect for him. They will have regard for him. The emergence now is a joke. And it's not only in our party. I had seen the ineffective procedure that we are running. It's not working. It's not. We just finished our own congresses. And it depends on who are your managers at your national headquarters. What they did, the boys, those, especially those who are from the House of Representatives and all that, all elders. In our party, you can do it by consensus or by actual voting. If you do consensus, it means everybody will agree. If only one man says, I don't agree, then you go to the field. They wrote the things as they all desired. And some of these boys went behind, went to the national headquarters to change the names. I mean, come on. It is not working. Because on the day of election, both the members of the party and the electorate will vote. They will vote. So if you want a system, that is why we are saying the INEC, and I'm happy the professor, of INEC has said they are ready. Electronic transfer of the results, immediate transfer of the results. And I don't see why it wouldn't work, because anybody who has an account in Nigeria today, if they put money in your bank, you will get an alert. Won't you? No matter where you are, you get an alert. And if they remove money from your account, you get an alert. So why can't we use that and bring our system to the civilized level where there will be respect for this nation called Nigeria? Look at little Ghana there. Huh? Look at little Ghana. Okay. Look at Rwanda.
Chief?
Well,
Chief, thank you very much. I'm sure that another conversation will be how proactive is the People's Democratic Party to ensure that it strengthens its own hold in the Southwest and particularly in Lagos State, rather than reacting to what happens in the APC. Yes. But maybe that will be a conversation for another day, but because it's not enough to just react to the APC.
Ruben,
and
what I will say before I take my leave.
Yes, sir.
You give me a few minutes to say this. We are looking forward to a good competition. We are looking forward to a good competition. Let the people's will be respected. That's all we are asking. Let the people's will be respected. Not the bullion van. On the day of election, you are driving the bullion van into your house. 2, not even 1. Was he carrying gari or elubo or yam? Come on. And these are the things. We have ambassadors here. They are looking at us. They are thinking that we are just like a joke. Where is Nigeria now in Africa? The #1 nation before? They won't even invite us to the G20 anymore. What is going on? Please, let's do it right. I come from a family that is connected to the first Nigerian politician, Papa Herbert Macaulay. Let's do what is just. Let's do what is fair. Let's do what is equitable for the benefit of Nigerians. And we can do it.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for joining us on The Morning Show.